Now Bruce has had his rattle change. Let's talk about the crayons and what's been happening and how you can get it wrong with these markers. I don't know how he got crayon on his back end. And here is the problem that I've been seeing. This is a yellow marker. That's the ones that I've been using, the yellow crayons, and there were patches like this all over the paddock where he's been sitting down and leaving crayon on the paddock. Hello, I've moved to my garage. We're going to look at some mating harnesses. We're going to look at some of the good and bad points of these harnesses. I've just changed Bruce's from the one I normally use to a different brand. I've got examples of that. And the other thing I've got is some different crayons here in front of me that come in different temperature ranges. And this, I believe, is why people are failing to get good results out of these harnesses. I'm a problem solver on motor vehicles. That's what I do. I solve issues. So when I see a problem like this, it was pretty easy to work out what's going wrong, because I experienced it this year myself. This is the harness I'm normally using. I buy it from Shoof here in New Zealand, and I find them actually fantastic. I've had quite a number of them. I've had very few problems with them. They've worked well. Probably a good time to note, I'm not affiliated with Shoof or Rutec or Donahue's or any of these companies, okay? None of them. So I can say what I want to say. Okay. So what I've been seeing this year with these harnesses is the rattles, the markers have been wearing out very quick, as I showed in the paddock. And we'll come to that. Now this harness, I really like these. They're nice and wide in the straps, beautifully wide in the straps. There's plenty of length on a full-size ram. Be no good for a small ram. And I've got this area here to protect on the brisket, which works really well. I like that. Now, one of the failure points is in here where these are riveted. This piece is riveted on, and the rivets come through from the front, from the rattle side, and into the soft piece, and they pop out like this. And I think that's just probably just due to poor design, actually. And this one has been done the whole season with that one rivet popped, and I've had no problem with the actual harness itself. But the one I'm trying to use, I'm going to try one of these mating mark harnesses. So that's what I've just put on my big boy. And one advantage of this one is they have a small size, which is really, really cool. So we're a lot thinner in the straps, and the attachment point for the holder, the rivets come into this plastic section, which I think should be a bit stronger. That does actually look better. And it's got a clip-in unit for the rattles. And it's got this piece here that sits around the brisket, which seems to be quite a nice design as well. This one is held in with a split pin, which runs through the middle of the marker. Now, these replacement markers, which are the mating markers, do have the hole for that split pin as well. So they will fit into that harness there. On these ones, they clip in. I'm doing this on my workbench because I really want to be covered in yellow rattle all day and then transfer it to everything else all day. So there's the split pin, and these will slide in and out. Won't slide that way, okay? Just a note, it goes from the other way. Now these ones got these pieces of wire in here. I haven't had any use with damage, but you can see this is worn down very quickly. And the problem I was having is these would be worn out on a hot day. And he might do 3 or 4 ewes. In fact, he'd go out some days and he'd wear it down to level with this without even marking a ewe. They were just falling apart. Now, it's been much hotter in the conditions this year. Can I throw this way now? So these ones do fit into that harness just fine. There is a bit of build-up of crayon along the side, okay, so that's made it a bit firmer, but they fit in quite well, and they would actually be a little bit floppy in there. So when I'm changing these, I actually just take the whole harness off the ram, I change the crayon, and then I put them back on. It's actually quite a simple process when you've got rams that are cooperative. And these will fit in fine, and the split pin will go through. And then I'll bend it with my side cutter. So that ones, they fit in. These ones will fit into those harnesses there. And as I said, I actually really like these harnesses. If you had a small flock, I would have no problems recommending the use of these harnesses. But as I said, I did swap to this. Now I've got this one because I've got a small ram coming. He's about 40 kilos. These are designed for 40 kilos. And I thought I would try one on my big ram. At this point, I'm not seeing much difference between these two, as far as they both should do the job just fine. One of the features I do like with this one is it does have this clip-in section. So we grab the rattle. And what I'd actually normally do is I often put a bit of masking tape over the top of the rattle so you don't get it all over your hands. And you can just slip it in and it clips in at the front. So the thoughts are that this one can be changed without removing the harness from the ram. And you just slip under, grab your fingers and undo that, that clip, push the clip and change that rattle. Right, now on to the problem that a lot of people have. And I've got, see, lots of different colours. And these ones are all in mild. Some of these are in soft, some of these are in hard. These are the ones that I have been using. There's the one I've been using. And I've had good success. So, Bruce did mark 9 ewes with one of these rattles. Number 10 and 11. Number 10 he still marked. Number 11 I thought he marked. Number 11 wasn't actually marked. So 10 ewes on one of these sort of wears them out. And what I think the problem is that these are all cold weather markers. So they are very, very soft. Because the wax product that they use will change in its how sticky it is, hot to cold. Whereas these ones, this is a cold, so it'll be quite soft. There is a mild, that's to about 30 degrees. And then there is a hot. Is this a hot? It's a cold. It's a cold, so it should be nice and soft. Mild, that's your middle one. And then this is the hot. So it should be hard as rocks. Because it'll get softer when the weather's hotter. And they actually asked me whether I wanted one of these hards or the hot crayon. And I've put that in on Bart. I just need something that he won't do any damage to the ewes without having something in that harness. Okay, so that hardly wears off. That one wears off a little bit more, and this one is quite soft. I reckon we can do a test on that. I reckon we get some paper. As I said, I really want to be covered in yellow crayon all day. We've got the piece of paper. Yeah, we've got the piece of paper. Does that answer it? Hard or hot, mild, and cold. Do I have a yellow one of these? No, I'm out of yellows. I put my last yellow in Bruce. Cold. This is a cold. Yeah, very similar. This one may actually be softer. Another very scientific test. Whew. Oh, more force is required. So that one is softer than this one, and this is a cold. That one is still well softer, and that'll be why I've been wearing these crayons out so fast. I was watching a little video of someone in Australia, and they were having trouble with their crayons melting off and being all over the paddock. So it does appear that it could well be operator error and choosing the right products. And sometimes the people that you're buying from them don't know what they're selling, which is another problem when you go in. I was really fortunate, and again, I'm not sponsored by or affiliated with Rutec, but the man there was extremely helpful with this little exercise, and they actually asked me if I wanted the hot one, given that the mild, it's got a rattle. The mild is designed up to about 30 degrees, so that should be perfect for my use. Okay, I will be testing that with my hoggets because Bruce is pretty much done with the ewes. He's going out on stud in about a week's time, and he is presently wearing an orange. I'm sure it's a mild orange actually. I'm quite certain I put a mild orange into him to see what happens and to test it, and so far so good. So, quick summary: use the right crayons for the right temperature ranges that you're working in. You get a life out of them, and I've said I like those harnesses, and I'm liking these harnesses so far. I've also got the No Mate harness on Bart, so I've got a little video on Bart with his No Mate harness. I'm not sponsoring, I'm not trying to promote that company, but they have given me good service. Shoof have also given me good service, and I've got lots of product from them. Put the right crayon on so you can get pretty pictures on pieces of paper like that and have your ewes painted up. Is there any questions? Pop them in the comments. And hey, thanks so much for watching. It's been a learning curve for me on this as well, and hopefully we've all benefited in some way. Talk to you again soon. Catch you later.